Hey, I'm Shane, and today I'm going to be trying something a little different than my usual video, and it's going to be a pseudo commentary over a bit of game capture I did a while ago. This is mainly just a channel update, but I had a good game the other day where I got 40 kills in a normal Crucible game, and I thought I'd just use this opportunity to talk a bit about how I feel about Destiny and what I'm going to be doing in the future. So anyways, before I get started, I want to thank all those who are subscribed to me, and if you're not subscribed to me, thank you very much for watching this video and actually finding it. I haven't posted a video in a while, and I'm really sorry for that. I got caught up with some personal stuff in work, and I just haven't been able to play that much Destiny, honestly. I still kept up, but I haven't had time to make a video. Anyways, there's been a lot of talk lately in the Destiny community about the poor balancing of weapons in the Crucible, and the fact that high impact shotguns and exotic hand cannons currently rule the Crucible. And since the Crucible is a really big factor since the House of Wolves came out, it's really obvious that these weapons are super powerful, especially in the Iron Banner and Trials of Osiris. And basically, since everyone's using them, people are forced to use them more, because as is now, there are very few counters to them that people can master and actually use effectively. You'll be hard pressed to find a game even where you won't die several times from a shotgun or an exotic hand cannon. And this ideally could be fixed by Bungie, but for the foreseeable future, they can't really change anything because they're working very hard on making the Taken King, and they probably don't have that many resources to spare to do a heavy weapon rebalancing. And that requires a whole lot of testing, and before they put that out, it's going to be pretty hard. And at a minimum, that would be done in a few weeks, since this issue really became a hot topic. And most likely, it won't happen for a couple months, sadly. At least at this point in time, that's what it seems like. I don't want to rant about how I dislike the Crucible, because the thing is, I like it currently, and I love Destiny as a whole still. It's a great game, and you just can't play it constantly because it gets a little frustrating, but no game can, and I can't expect that from the game. I've gotten like hundreds of hours out of the game, and I'm okay with that, so it is what it is. But since update 1.1.1, when they're supposed to nerf hand cannons and shotguns, somehow since then they become the staple for the Crucible. Before 1.1.1, they had the Plan C fusion rifle, which was super overpowered, and everyone was using that, and pulse rifles were literally impossible to use. And people often gloss over that fact that the game was much different before 1.1.1, and people were complaining almost more than they are now about how overpowered the Suros regime was. And now that Suros isn't really effective, people don't use it and they don't complain about it. It's just people kind of shifted towards a different thing. And really, it's a huge game, Destiny, that is, and making a minor change like weapon tweaks, like, even though from a fan standpoint, a dedicated fan, you think it's a big change in the game, but they have to do a lot of work in order to make it work on all 4 consoles they have, and they're partnered with a huge publishing company, and in order to make a change like this happen, they have to spend resources that aren't technically making them any more money. Yeah, sure, you're making the dedicated fans happy, but really no one's going to be drawn into the game just because of a weapon change in the damage output, and people won't be brought to the game to that. You will lose players from not changing it, but the vocal minority isn't the minority they're trying to cater to here. They're trying to get more people into Destiny, and you can tell that by their costing packages for the Taken King. They really want to aggressively push more people to play Destiny, and they need that if they want to keep making this game as incredibly refined as it is. It's a high budget game, and they need to have the money to do so, and you have to have a big player base in order to do that. So onto my gameplay. Really, typically I'm these days using the Red Death, and that's because it's the best counter currently to those high impact exotic hand cannons. In my secondary, as hypocritical as it is, I'm using a shotgun, and I'm using the Crash because it's not a high impact shotgun, and I don't actually love those shotguns because I find myself getting stuck, like with my Matador 64, which I have. I just use this one over it in the Crucible sometimes because I like killing multiple people close range. In the Matador, I had to land each shot perfectly, and I don't want to have that risk. I want to be able to get a few shots out with my shotgun. I'm okay with that. It's not going to kill someone the first shot. I can get them with the second shot quickly. And usually people have one of those high impact shotguns attacking me, and I know I won't beat them either way. I don't want to trade kills, I want to win the encounter. So that's why I use a crash. Typically I might use the LDR in my secondary slot, but if I'm using the Red Death, that's 2 long range weapons, and I don't want to be stuck with no close range weapon. So also my heavy is the Hunger of Crota. Really, this is kind of irrelevant. Any rocket launcher you put here with tracking or cluster grenades or grenades and horseshoes will serve you just as well. I find no difference between the 3. Hunger of Crota does cluster grenades and tracking, so I use it. Sometimes I use one with 3 in the chamber, like Baby Truth, but anyways, I don't really care about my heavy weapon. Anything that I put there will help me get kills. So why do I use these weapons? Basically, I want to make myself as absolutely dominant in the mid-range encounters. This game currently has the Thorn in the Last Word that are really close range weapons. They're not like close range, and they both have very far range for hand cannons, but the Red Death is more of a mid-range weapon than they would be considered mid-range weapons. And when I use the Thorn or Last Word, I'm using them at a mid to close range, not a mid to long range as the Red Death would be considered more so. So that's why I find the Red Death is really effective to counter the Thorn mainly, because it deals damage over time, and at a mid to long range, which it can be used at, the Red Death can outclass in most situations. And I'm able to use it in the Trials of Cyrus for the limited time I have played Trials. I find the Red Death is effective. And also, it has the health regeneration after you get a kill. So when you use the Red Death against Thorn, if you're fighting someone with Thorn and they get 2 shots on you, you get 2 shots on them. The Red Death can kill in 2 bursts to the head, whereas the Thorn can, but mainly it's based off the damage over time. So if you manage to kill them, your health will regenerate before the damage over time will kill you, which is a very useful thing to have. The most important thing about Red Death, I find, when countering these highly deadly weapons, is that you really want to focus on one player at a time, because these weapons are going to kill you very quickly, and you're only going to be able to focus on one at a time, because 2 of them firing you at the same time will kill you. So just focus and keep your mind like on your target, and the Red Death will regenerate your health after a kill. So if you focus on one at a time, you can move from target to target and actually take them down. So don't overcommit yourself to multiple targets. And then onto the shotguns. Really, shotguns are a secondary weapon, a special weapon, not a primary. And people typically now are using those long-range shotguns as a primary. They will rush into any situation with these shotguns and just try and kill someone with it. And even though this might be fun for some people, I don't enjoy this at all. But this strategy really doesn't get you kill streaks. It just works on getting you a few kills in the short term, not the long term. So I prefer to use something less risky and just use my shotgun when I need to. In this game, you watch me make a couple of dumb mistakes where I actually try rushing with the shotgun, and I fail miserably every time. That may be just my own fault, but still, it's something to consider. So make sure I recommend not trying to do that. Play conservative, pull your shotgun out when someone's coming to you. You don't pull it out when you're going towards someone else. At least that's just how I prefer to use it. Your heavy weapon is your best friend, and half my kills I think this game are with my super or with a heavy weapon, and really that's what they're meant to be. It's a power weapon. Use it to get kills, play smart. Don't like try and rush the enemy's spot with a shotgun, because you're not going to be able to kill them. So you may take one of them out, but it's worse for your team at the end of the day. So that's my only recommendation there. Heavy is a game-changing thing to have, so make sure you try and pick it up when you can. And then on to how to counter the shotgunners. I already kind of said why Red Death is better against those Thorn and Last Word. Really, the shotgun blinkers are the other issue that you're going to face, and the Red Death really can't counter them effectively. The best thing is just playing smart. Play reserved when you back up when someone's trying to attack you with the Red Death, so that they can't blink straight towards you if they're a Warlock or Hunter. and really just keep yourself moving backwards. You want to just be firing them when you're on the back foot, so that way they don't know how far you're going to go. If you're going to pull out a shotgun and kill them, it keeps them guessing and gives you a little bit of an advantage on how to control the situation. But anyways, that's just my thoughts on it. Destiny currently is a great game. I love it still. I just really hope they update it soon. You can expect me to be putting out probably a couple more exotic reviews. I've gotten almost all the exotics again in the game, so I can start making reviews on which ones I enjoy. I have almost all the exotic armor pieces too. If you're interested in me making reviews of those, I'd be happy to, but just let me know if you watch this video and you think of anything. Oh, I want to know more about that, or my opinion on it. It'd be really nice if you could. But anyways, thanks for watching this video. I hope you have a great day, and yeah, hope to maybe make another video soon. So talk to you soon. See ya.